everyone, it's the English Simmer here, and one of my favorite things to do as a simmer is obviously divulge in speculation. I absolutely love it when they give us hints as to what could be coming next, or when they give us roadmaps. Of course, it is already confirmed that we are getting 2 kits and an expansion. Well, we've had the 2 kits. We're still waiting on that expansion pack, but I decided why not do an updated, maybe a possible hints video that they could have potentially dropped from the items that we have received in game recently. I like to do this every so often, usually when we've had like a couple of packs come out. Obviously, we had Crystal Creations, we had the 2 new kits that we just got. So together, we are gonna grab out our magnifying glasses. We are gonna be the detectives that are hopefully gonna work a little bit better than the get to work detectives. And we are gonna try and find out what the Sims team have planned. I wanted to start this video off with themes that I have already spoken about. So these are kind of just like directing, hinting towards stuff that I feel like we've already had a fair few hints at. Obviously, take all of this with a pinch of salt. This is just me having a little bit of fun. This is me reading too deeply. This is my English literature heart jumping out and being like, let me dissect everything about the words you have chosen to use. So all of these assets are from Crystal Creations. We first off have the dignified display cabinet in a previous life. Now this is why I wanted to focus on these 3 items in particular, because there have been talks of a Grim Reaper-esque career for the game. I feel like we've seen Grim in like a lot of promotional content recently, and I feel like they haven't really still done anything with that. A lot of this stuff was also in For Rent. I'm actually gonna, at the end of this video, link to my previous videos of pack hints. I'm also gonna have it up in that top corner, probably, if you want to go check it out. Then we also have the classically cool sales table. Do you have some odds and ends you want out of your house? Selling off the belongings of a sim no longer here. Well, who have they gone with? Was it Grim Reaper, or is it maybe a sim who is working for the Grim Reaper? Sims, do you have something you want to tell me about the good old Grim Reaper? And finally, we have the All-Star Tool Rack. To be fair, this could have also potentially gone into another category, so I feel like this leads quite nicely onto it. Obviously, this is in reference to All-Star Smash Mouth, become the sharpest tool in the shed. We all are thinking of that scene from Shrek right now. I know it. And if you aren't, I don't want to be friends with you. I'm sorry, I'm speaking my truth. You don't have to worry about the years that won't stop coming. So I know that this is a reference, but this is kind of about like the passing of years. Tools are made to last a lifetime. The fact that they all mention life or lifetimes in some way, extremely suspicious. But what else could this All-Star tool rack fit into, I hear you say? This. I present you my musical category. Now this kind of like starts with music and then slowly moves over to dreams and wants and aspirations, which a lot of the looks kit actually focused on. Now that's why I always say take these videos with a pinch of salt, because obviously throughout packs they usually have like a linear idea and like inspiration that they want to draw from, especially when it comes to kits. There's usually like a running theme, so it might just be for like the looks modern living. It was kind of that like aspirational like dreaming, like earning the house that you deserve and all the nice furnishings within it. So I understand why they choose like the phrasing that they choose, but there is an awful lot of it, so let's get into it. We have the party board, and this like spans over multiple packs as well. Make your guest entrance a memorable one with this party board. This fun and festive sign features a wooden stand and an upbeat music welcome message that is sure to draw in the crowd. Now, when I think of this, I think of like performers from The Sims 3. I think of Sims Secret Sessions. I think of Sims drawing around like a band or a singer. Now, obviously, we already have a singing skill within the game. We do have a singer career, but it's the base game like musical career. It's whack. I've never described anything as whack in my entire life, but it's bad. It's not a good career. Like, I would love to have singers actually within the game. We have producer. I just want to create Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff, okay? Let me live my life. Let me live my life simulation goals. Then we have this reference, which is the Grotto Cascade. I've just sized this down a little bit. It's the waterfall piece that we got for pools in the latest kit that we just got, the Riviera kit. This is again a reference to music. It's a reference to Bet On It in High School Musical 2. You know when like Troy dramatically yeets the water across his reflection? Have you ever seen yourself and not recognized your face? Did you ever doubt your dreams would ever come true? Wanna blame the world but never blame you. Hold up and listen to your own heart. Do your own thing. Gotta work on my swing. Gotta do my own thing. And you'll end up on top. Bet on it. Now, I just wanted to include this one because it's again another like musical reference. And I want bands so badly. And I've spoken about these kind of in these past hint videos, but I feel like not as much has been focused on like music. Like it's kind of just been me in my heart being like, I know I want this, so I'm trying to manifest it and I'm trying to probably like shoehorn these as hints, but these feel very, very prominent. We also have the vinyl turntable. You hear that crackle, that hiss? That's the sound of a genuine article. New Faithful produces only the highest fidelity, original quality, and lossless analog music for your listening pleasure. It even has space to show off your painstakingly assembled record collection, just so everyone in the room knows how important music is to you. Good music, that is. This just feels so on the nose, but this rock, which is actually just an accent rock from the newest kit, was the one where I was like, oh, maybe they actually are getting at something very like musical themed here. It feels weird that it's been spanning across so many different packs and like so many different assets. I know that this could just be musical references like of the developers' like favorite songs or even just ones that are relevant to pop culture, you know, but suspicious. With the ultimate rock star of your outdoor accents, you can now transform your outdoor space into an aesthetic wonderland. I would like to see it, Sims team. The disco ball also references music. It references Sia, hang from the ceiling, swing from the chandeliers, and let the party begin. What do you need for that? Good music. Set the stage for a night of crazy dancing, fun music. Give me bands or give me death. Bring on the Grim Reaper. You know what? Because I feel like we're not getting bans anytime soon. I feel like I'm being lulled into a false sense of security. Now you can truly have the best of both worlds. Okay, Hannah Montana. Disguising yourself in plain sight. What was Hannah Montana? I really am a rock star. Thank you. Case closed. In the looks kit, we got some references to the one and only Gaga, Lady Gaga, icon, legend of the music industry, perhaps. And there's also the even bigger version, be an even bigger icon and legend. Now you can have a room that shines as bright as you. The pillow is obviously the most like Gaga reference that there could ever be. Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before. Throwing, shitting up, spitting it back out, whatever the heck that goes into. I can't remember, but there's an awful lot of adjectives used. There's a straight up Lady Gaga reference. I like to think that it was put in there for the gays who appreciate it, but it also could be looking and pointing towards music. I smell a rat. The vanity. Sparkle and shine like a star. Please, I'm a star. Designed to help you glow up every morning by giving you all the space you need for your daily beauty routine. But you know who else shimmers like a star? Rock stars in a band or a singer. The Vintique record player combines all the simple elegance of vinyl with the convenience of modern tech in a sleek and compact design. This iconic device will revolutionize your dance moves and always help you march to the beat of your drum. You know what we don't have in The Sims 4? Drums. You know what drums could come with? A bands pack. I love how I really feel like I'm fighting a court case. We have the Dreamer's chair, which is all about like chasing your dreams. This is what I mean when it kind of all feels like it's kind of relating to fame in a little bit, but more so on the musical side of things. Is a statement piece that demands attention. Sit back, relax, and let your dreams become a reality, even down to the baddie's bag. This luxurious mini bag is perfect for the gals with big things happening and for the bright dreams that they carry. And then of course we have a spotlight. I mean, that's pretty on the nose already. It's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like I don't need to go into much detail on this one. With this spotlight at your disposal, you could be the star and your jewelry will shine so bright. I swear, if I don't get a band's pack after I've put all of these items together, I may scream. I may be the one kicking out the stage lights. I'm gonna be throwing my guitar against the stage and I am gonna be headbanging to oblivion. Headbanging my head off this desk. This again is something that I have already talked about. However, I know it's also a want from a lot of people. Now, with this, I'm like, is it just because it mentions Princess Cordelia? Whenever anything mentions Princess Cordelia, she is basically such a big part of like Sims 4 lore. Is it hinting towards maybe a royalty pack? And I know that that's such a big want in the community. I'm actually not that fussed about it, to be quite honest, but I know that an awful lot of Simmers want it. Let your crafted necklaces dazzle against this linen bust modeled after Princess Cordelia herself. Then we also, right next to it, have the artisan's glass, which is also from Crystal Creations, crafted from glass forged by the breath of dragons. Now, I know that people have kind of talked about a time travel pack, or maybe a pack that's set in like olden times, Dragon Valley-esque times of The Sims 4, with Princess Cordelia being like drawn into it, kind of a Sims 4 medieval. I don't personally want that either. I would like it as a spin-off, but I wouldn't personally like it as an expansion, which is why I think I'm a little bit against like a royalty pack. Framed by gold, dug from the deepest caves, this mirror will reflect the shine that not only comes from your physical beauty, but your inner gut health. The Dawnstone of Cordelia that crowns this mirror gives the design a whimsical touch that will add sparkle to any room. Did they steal that? You know what? Fair. Cordelia probably stole it off someone else, so you know what? Fair game. Steal it back. And finally, we have the bronze fire pit, which is extremely interesting. Modeled on classical designs from antiquity, these were once used to heat the homes of merchants and nobility alike. A noble's pack, perhaps. Now, I know we've talked about time travel, and it seems that a lot of the bistro kit actually also hints towards it, kind of throwing it back into the past. Now, again, this is a theme that is ran with. I said when I was looking over this pack, it feels like the Sims 1 hot date, and I feel like that's why they were kind of drawing on this like nostalgia and talking about good times in the past, and that's what all of these objects do. It offers more than just a view, it's a statement of style that seamlessly blends the past and the present. Now, obviously, this also has an awful lot to do with the Riviera as well, kind of that old and the new meeting together, and that's what this kit was inspired from. An antique advertisement prints that pay homage to the timeless allure of coffee and nectar, advertising aesthetics of a bygone era, making vintage vignettes where every moment becomes a memory. Imagine a bustling street corner, laughter echoing, coffee brewing. It's more than just a chair, it's a time machine. You know how I spoke about time travel? Think Sims 4 into the future. Relax and let the stories unfold. A lore of the past with this bar. This seasoned sentinel of stories forged from antique wood and graced with a zinc top, whispered tales of hushed conversations over deep red nectars and clandestine rendezvous around rich, robust coffee. God, they really did get into their Taylor Swift writing. Who is the Swiftie on the team? I want to know their identity. Where timeless design meets the intoxicating intrigue of film noir, they are sure to transform any humble space into a timeless and inviting destination. It's a nod to the past and an invitation to indulge in an atmosphere of timeless. Can you say vintage and timeless any more than you already have? Drink every time I say I don't. You will be on the floor in seconds. This dining booth is the perfect blend of old world luxury and contemporary elegance. In fact, it's not just a dining booth, is it? It's a pomegranate, darling. It's a memory maker. Every drink becomes a special occasion, every conversation a cherished memory. Timelessness, memory, time, antique, vintage. I know it's a through theme, but also why is it happening so much? And then finally, to top it all off, what actually came in the other pack that we got, not the bistro one, but the Riviera one, is this timeless tapers porch light. Travel back in time with these timeless tapers. This brass wall sconce adorned with taper candles illuminates your space with a rustic allure that leaves echoes of times long forgotten. Why is this screaming from the past? I feel it's not just because it's relating to the Sims 1 hot date. I feel like there has to be something more in this. Speaking of the past, you know what live in the past? The stars. I've obviously mentioned the fact that we could potentially be getting an astrology system, maybe tied in with like a chemistry system that could be even coming with the new romance pack. I genuinely wouldn't be shocked at this point if we got something to do with astrological signs. I personally would really love it. Now, this is like less astrology and more like focused on the moon, I guess, rather than the stars. But with this set of limited edition prints on your wall, you'll never find yourself wondering about the phases of the moon or lunar alignment again. As above, so below. Ground yourself and balance the energies of your space with this beautiful hand-woven rug. And then these two little assets that came from the two new kits, from the Bistro one and then also the Riviera one, mention starlit. Experience the glamour of a starlit swim right in your own backyard. And then also this awning comes with whimsical string lights and handy retractable arm. It's your ticket to creating unforgettable starlit nights out, regardless of weather or the cosmos. Let me know if you're buying into this with me. Are you an astrology gay or girly, and do you think it's actually happening? I just feel like it's been a running theme since pretty much like Horse Ranch, which was like last year. Another running theme that I've been talking about an awful lot is fairies. Now, there isn't as much fairy stuff in these packs as there has been in the last few. I feel like Growing Together and I feel like For Rent had a lot of fairy-esque forebodingness that we're going to come to the game. This is the Foodies Focus Mirror. This kind of just talks about like magic. This mirror contains the magic and unique wear of a charming bistro. There's also the Unfathomable Fern from Crystal Creations. Again, there's something almost magical, and the fact that they've like italicized it as well to draw your attention to magical. Now I know, of course, we already do have spellcasters, so I feel like maybe this is like a magical hint towards fairies. Just like Crystal Creations in general, I felt was very like, hey, like potentially astrology and also potentially fairies could be coming at some point soon, like fairies and crystals. And then also like the castle kit that we got feels like a fairy castle, and these ones aren't the strongest, but just Crystal Creations in general felt like it. The power of the moon is a phenomenon still shrouded in mystery to this day. This one could kind of go into this category as well, but it's the fact that it says influence on the human world is undeniable. But then what about the fae? What about the magic realms of fairies? Harness this power yourself by charging your very own crafted jewelry or gemstones, or experimenting with its mystical effects. Beware, there could be undesirable results. You know what else is undesirable? When you get turned into a frog by a fairy. Then there's also the invisible dance floor. May not be the flashiest of party tricks, but it will certainly impress and emit the perfect amount of dance floor frog. How is this done, you may ask? A good magician never reveals their secrets. That also kind of has like a shrouded in mystery element when it comes to the fog, which leads us on to almost our last thing. This I wanted just to include at the end. Obviously, we know we're getting a romance pack. They said one flirtatious expansion. Fairly sure we're gonna get like online dating, which then makes me think that we're gonna get practically a growing together that focuses on like deepening familial relationships and taking that over to romantic relationships. So chemistry system, all of that jazz. These just kind of hint towards maybe what could be included, I guess. We have the intimate divider from the bistro kit, perfect for hush whispers and clandestine, again, with the clandestine meetings. This divider adds to the air of mystery to your meetups out on the town. Get cozy behind the intimate divider where privacy meets style. That gives me the element of online dating. Like, I think we're gonna get a dating app, and that like mystery of meetups, you don't know who you're actually gonna be meeting, like a blind date perhaps that your friends have set you up on. Then of course we have the Romeo and Juliet arbor, perfect for sun-soaked siestas, starlit again. It's your passport to an eternal summer. That actually ties into this object, which I will talk about in a hot minute too. May your love blossom like the precious ivy seen climbing up on this arbor. Again, we have the fog machine kind of talking about mystery. The best part about parties is the chance to meet new Sims and for new Sims to meet you, but they can't learn everything about you right off the bat. So there needs to be some added mystery. For that, there is the party starters fog machine. Envelope the room in a mysterious fog to ensure no one knows precisely who you are. Again, the air of mystery around love and like setting people up and meeting online. And then you also have the tufted love seat. Sometimes you may feel like you need to run away or get away from the pain, but instead may we suggest sharing some love with the tufted love seat, a two-seater with pleasing patterns and comfort to spare. Over time, as you hold it tight, it may get some tears, but that's not nearly all. Are they giving us maybe some updated cuddle little interactions that we can do? I would like to see it. Finally, I have spoken about a potential like travel pack. I don't really know how that would work. I feel like that was a big thing in growing together and also a little bit in For Rent. And these little stepping stones that came with the Riviera kit kind of just reminded me of the fact that this could potentially be on the cards. I don't really know how it would work considering you can already like travel between all the different worlds. I personally would love it if they made traveling a little bit harder. I would love it if you had to pay like an airfare to travel to different worlds, or like for taxis and subways and things like that if the world is already made up with them, like in San Myshuno, for example. I do think they could group the ones that kind of feel like they're together, that they're close, so that you could just pay a taxi to get over to them. And then maybe if you were living in like Willow Creek and you were flying over to a vacation world, for example, Mount Komorebi, then you would have to pay an airfare. I don't think I would like that in a pack, but I'm trying to think what else they could do in like a travel pack. I don't think this one is ever going to come, but maybe that's just because I haven't really thought about it and envisioned it. If you would like to see a travel pack, definitely let me know what you would like to see included in that. But why just step when you can stride with style? This kind of also ties in a little bit to maybe like modeling and like striding and style. I know a lot of the looks kit also talked about like style and kind of had that like iconography, fashionista vibes to it. Potentially a modeling that could all just be rolled under that like entertainment, shining bright like a star, dreamer, musician, modeling, you know, all those types of things that fall under being a celebrity that unfortunately weren't included in Get Famous. These stones are more than a pathway, they're an invitation to explore. So maybe another destination world, who knows? But there we have it. Those are all my hints, and I use the phrase hints very, very loosely there. Basically just things that I have probably read too deeply into. Do I need to unpack that with someone? Probably. Will I? No, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Out of all the things we have spoken about what could potentially be happening, what are you placing your bets on? What do you think we're gonna get within like the next year? I personally think fairies could be very much up there. I've said this, I've stood by this opinion for a really long time. I think that they could be coming in autumn of this year or winter. I feel like they could have like a Realm of Magic release date, like an October-November release date, and I think it would be a game pack. We haven't had a game pack since Werewolves, which was all the way back in summer of 2022. So it's almost been 2 years since we got our latest game pack, which I miss them. I love game packs, especially the occult ones. I am so ready for a fairies pack, to be completely honest. As you all know, I would also love bands or just like entertainer, like generally. And also, if you've maybe gone through some of these hints yourself and you've checked out items, what do you personally think is coming? Is there anything that I may have missed that you're like, oh, I spotted this in like a description or a title, or even just like the imagery? Because I feel like I've been focusing more on the descriptions rather than the imagery. But then when I did like Growing Together and that video, I kind of focused more on the imagery that we were seeing like in the objects themselves. So maybe I'll do an even bigger version of this where I go through like the iconography that they have used in packs recently. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.